Good
Hello,
day.
John.
Hello. Hello. Good to see you all. Welcome. Welcome to our, my goodness, what are we talking? No, never
Jump
mind
out
what
of
we're
the
talking about right
plane.
now. I'm not allowed to talk about what you guys are talking about. We're going to talk
Talk
about
about
something else. right
spicy
now.
meat.
Political.
Yeah. Hey, welcome.
I
to our
want to
daily
go to
success
Las
call.
Vegas and gamble all my money away.
Might as well. Might as well.
You're gonna
No,
make
no.
it, Chris.
Please.
Give it to me, Patricia.
Good to see you all.
Give
Good
it
to
to
see
me.
you. Welcome. We've got Patricia here, Chukwuemeka. Hello, M40 Pro _ EEA. Good to see you. The silhouette of you anyway. There's Amber and Jan. There's Miss Manners, who does not talk with food in her mouth. Of course, Michael's here. Liz, good to see you. Scott, I see Joe. I'm sure Kelly is somewhere in your
Kelly's
midst. There's
outside
Karen and
on the
Natasha.
phone.
Natasha, you're looking holy today. Look at that.
He's a holy
She's got a
look.
halo. Good to see Lauren and Claire. Hey, Claire, in the background, there's Janice and Maggie. Maggie, you doing good? You had a good doctor's appointment, I hope. Yes. Okay, Leanna's here. Scott, Jay, Tracy, Deborah, Joseph, Elizabeth, Jamie, and more people piling in as we speak. Welcome to all our friends on YouTube as well.
John,
I am John.
John.
I'm here with you live
I'm
in
sorry.
person. Chuck, you have a comment?
Yes, I do. What does Natasha normally look like?
What does what?
Natasha normally look like? You passed the comment. I said, what does she normally look like?
Well, she looks like that, but usually without the halo. Right? Right? You see the halo?
That is so cute.
Yeah, there you go. This is fun with technology. But you
If
know
I
what?
put
Let
that
be-
on me, I'd be in trouble. If I put
Yeah.
that on me, the computers would blow up.
And I thought it was a metro as well. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Let that be the topic for today. Fun with technology. It's good to see you all. There she is. You see her?
Oh. Very
Very nice. You know, can anybody guess what Natasha does for a living, or up to this point, what she's done? Can anybody
Let's
guess?
see her. Let's see who she is. Let's see
Come
her
on,
face.
Tasha, make some noise so we could see you.
Oh, hi.
Speak up. Hey,
Is
you,
a
have to,
voiceover for a kid?
you have to do better than that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can
We
pin.
can't see you.
her.
Look loud.
She's using a big voice.
She's a blogger,
Can you guys see her now?
professional blogger for positivity.
There you go.
That's my guess.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I know because I know Natasha. but- yeah.
A pole
Okay.
dancer.
Oh.
No.
No, I do that. That's
Saint.
what I
Bite your
do.
tongue. Bite your tongue.
She's a saint.
Everybody does it.
She's
There
a
you go.
rocket
Polish.
scientist.
Okay.
She's a
Very
saint.
good.
Looks like
Well,
she
let-
would
let
do
that be-
something very mathematical and smart, like a scientist or something.
There you
Maybe
go.
she's a nun.
She's a saint.
Ooh.
A saint.
Saint. Okay. Well, we got lots
Yeah,
of guesses here.
that's a good one.
Natasha, you're welcome. You got all the attention. So I'm
What
not
are
going to
you?
tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I would have never guessed.
John.
Ever. I would have never guessed. I would have lost that bet. So I'm glad I'm not in Vegas. But good to see you all. Oh, Michael wants Michael, Mr. Bacon. Here we go. Let's enable the whatever this is, the transcription. Fun with technology, I guess, will be our topic for today. Hey, listen, we've got a short week this week because here in the States, we've got a major holiday, which is Thanksgiving. And then right after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, which is not a holiday at all. But I'm figuring if we're going to take Thursday off, why don't we take Friday as well? So for the first time ever, we're going to suspend our daily success call. Usually we just plow right through. But Thursday and Friday, you get to watch replays. In fact, there's plenty of them. So if you want to go into our YouTube channel, even those of you regulars who just keep showing up here, like Patricia and Chukwuemeka, Michael and Miss Manners, right, and Joe and Kelly, right, you can always catch the replays on YouTube. We are going to actually take a couple of days off, me and Karen. So there's that. So we've got today, tomorrow, and Wednesday for us to figure out all the answers to life right here, live and in person. And then we're going to go actually do it on Thursday and Friday. Once we've got all the answers, we will apply them. So let's see here. What is the YouTube channel called? It's called Daily Success Call. Daily Success Calls with John is what it's
Yes.
called. In fact, you could find the links for this. You've got an invitation to come here, right? So Nicole, And so in that same invitation down below the Zoom links and whatever, there's the links for the YouTube channel. You just click on it, you subscribe, and then you'll get, the daily recording. So there you go. You are welcome. All right. So Patricia won't see y'all for 4 days. Well, you know what? The room's always open. I don't need to be here and host anything. You guys can just show up and do whatever you want. That's fine. But you can do that in an unmoderated fashion.
But it ain't gonna be recorded.
Well, it's recorded just
It is
automatically.
too.
It's not going to be pushed out to YouTube. All right. So, but play nice, kids. Play nice. All right. No chaperone.
Don't play
Um,
nice.
While the cat's away.
That's
There
no
you go.
fun.
There you go.
He took all the fun away.
He did. Just took
Yeah.
all my toys away. I can't have fun now.
All right. So fun with technology. Is anybody having fun? I hope so. Here's something that I was reminded of recently. I just did a welcome session for 14 of our new members. Welcome, you guys. Glad you're here. And one of the things that I like to remind people of is the fact that the whole purpose of you being here and doing this business is not for you to become a technology master. The purpose of, and the main thing, we want to keep the main thing, and that is your products in the hands of your happy, smiling customers, right? Via technology, but not because of technology. It's a big difference, okay? So we've got, right now, I think we're having fun via technology. Here we are, we're having this community, and there's Kelly. Hi, Kelly, welcome to the party. And here's, Scott, and here's Patricia, and everybody knows everybody, and if you're new here, you will, right? We get together, and we're able to do this more readily because of technology. This is arguably more convenient than everybody get on a plane once a day and travel to where you guys want to meet tomorrow. You know what? I'm in Phoenix. You guys want to come to Phoenix? Good time to be in
Yes.
Phoenix. All right. Yeah, very good. How about you know what, Maggie? We're meeting at your house tomorrow, Maggie. All right. So
Maggie's house, yeah.
put the
You
tea
can
kettle
come when
on.
I'm doggy sitting.
There you go. Put the tea kettle on. So we've got obviously I'm being funny with this, but we've got the ability to accomplish
We can
more
go
in
to
less
that.
time. Yeah, we got the ability to do more in less time via technology. Now, many of you confronted or embraced this to whatever degree you've embraced technology and e-commerce and what we're doing here with our Zoom, right? You've embraced this for the first time due to
Sorry,
I'm gonna go
sorry,
ahead and
that's
mute the
me.
mics here. Hold on a
Ooh.
second here. Hold on a second. All right, we got everybody muted now. But you've embraced this for the first time recently due to having something else came apart. In other words, these methods you were using at the cubicle in the job or whatever reality existed for you prior to making a change that you deliberately chose to make. Okay, but there were some technologies or methods that no longer held water. And so you're embracing this for the first time. Sometimes I forget that because I can take it for granted. I've been selling online for decades. Did you guys know what my last job was before I ever got into, successfully into, full-time business and online marketing and all that? Some of you may know. I was the business development manager in a major automotive group where we do, basically they would do advertising and they would be putting out ads for, here's the sale, come get the car, and here's the discounts and all this. And here's the website for you to visit, right? To get more information and to book a test drive or whatever. And so my job was to convert that online traffic that was being generated via ad spend, right? Advertising revenue, to convert that into somebody bought a car. Now, there were plenty of other people running that same sort of a post in their dealerships and in various departments. There were other people who were so-called internet sales managers or something, and most of them were not profitable. The car industry saw the internet as kind of like just a pain in the ass. It's like, really, we got to do like the internet thing now and websites and all this. Like these are old school car guys, right? Where no, you get the customer and then you you're selling the car, and all right, got it. And yet, if you don't have a website these days, do you even exist? I mean, how many of you, if you went on to, let's say you were looking for, I don't know, a plumber, right? So you get onto maybe Google Maps, right? Which is a very popular, that's when I look for, where's my local plumber or something, I would probably go on Google Maps and you type plumber. And then here come all the plumbers in your local area. And then you could see the details, ratings, right? Do people like this plumber? And, commentary and such, location, of course, and then go to website. There's typically a little thing there where you can go and view their website. I do the same thing with restaurants, right? So Mexican food, right? And here's all the places. And then here's the menu. You click it and you go off of the map and onto the menu section of their website. Well, what happens when they don't have a website? So here's all these plumbers, and plumber A has this beautiful website. I mean, it doesn't have, all the data you could ever possibly want, but, there's pictures, there's words, there's reviews, right? Nice. And plumber B, nothing. They're a friggin' ghost. They're a ghost, right? So they have not embraced that technology. Their credibility for me as the consumer went down. It's like you don't even have a one-page something, anything, right? Nothing. I'm less likely to do business with them. And so this was the same sort of, necessary evil, so to speak. We're going back some decades now. Keep in mind, now, everybody's on the internet, but we're going back a couple decades. Last time I ever worked a corporate job, right? And so here are these reluctant, executives deciding, well, we got to have a website because these people are browsing the friggin' web. All right. How does that turn into us selling cars? All right. And most of the, not to belabor the story, but most of the so-called, managers or directors or whatever that were handling this sort of traffic, they didn't know what to do with it. They were trying to, make car deals on email or something. But then there was me. And I didn't do that. Here, you know what I did? I said, you know what, here's the technology. And it's initiating some sort of communication, right? So what's my job? Well, the end result is you get paid for selling the product, right? So let me engage, since we're having a communication here, let's make it a dialogue, right? It's not just, oh, here's my name and, email, do you have any white ones in stock? No, let's engage. Hey, you know what? I'd love to find out a bit more about your specific wants and needs. Can we, have a little phone meeting, right? And next thing you know, at 3:15, p.m., we're on the phone, or one of my people who work the phones, right? They're on the phone with the guy who was on the internet. Now he's off the internet. Now he's on the phone. Just brought him closer. Okay, dialogue. This is real now. Oh, I'm talking to a real person, a real expert. That's right. Well, great news, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. We've got something on the lot that I think is exactly what you're looking for. You know what? We've got time. We can, clear our schedule and have you come in, meet in person. Customer meets in person. Now we've got some rapport. They know who they're meeting. They know why they're meeting them. They know that this person understands their wants and needs. You're not just some data on a computer screen anymore, right? Next thing you know, they're in the store. They're driving the car. They're signing the paperwork. Sold. Okay. So what just happened there? What happened was we used technology to accomplish a purpose, which was the purpose all along, right? To solve this person's transportation problem, all right? And we did it via technology, but not because of technology. Via technology, not because of technology. And notice in that scenario that I just gave you, how much did we rely on technology? As little as possible. I want them off the internet and on the phone as quickly as possible. And I want them off the phone and physically in our location as quickly as possible. So I want to reduce the amount of technology, reduce the amount of vias, and get to the direct connection there. Via, direct. So consider that when you're looking to do something, here in this e-commerce world, which people are swimming in technology. And yes, there's technical problems. And yes, you need tech support. And yes, Amazon just threw another curveball at you. And yes, congratulations, Michael, on your first Amazon sale, one of many. Congratulations. Okay, so you've broken through the zero, right? You've got a 1 on the board. Congratulations. 1 is infinitely better than 0. But all of that is just kind of prepping, the pipeline. We look at technology as as something that we can use to hasten the connection between you and your customer. Just like right now in present time, right? Technology has enabled or hastened our ability to communicate as a group, right? I'm talking, you're listening, maybe you are, I don't know, hopefully. And so that's good and right and useful, but it's not the main focus. And here's where a lot of people get tripped up in this space, in the e-commerce space. They get so damn focused on the technology. Okay, not just with print on demand or white label or arbitrage and all this other stuff. What are people buying? Are they buying the technology? No, they are not. Right? We just want to use the technology to make it easier for people to get in communication with you and transact. That's it. That's all we're using the technology for. If we could do this in a flea market and you could attract the people from all over the world because they have Star Trek transporters and they just beam me up, and next thing you know, I'm at Chukwuemeka's stand at the flea market or something, fine. That's all the technology we need. Star Trek transporters. And you know what? That might even happen. You know what? That would be really cool. You want sushi? Who wants sushi today? Let's go to Tokyo. I'll meet you in Tokyo. All right, see you there in like 2 seconds, right? Done. Wow, that would be cool. That would kind of wipe out the whole automotive industry. But think about that. That's a possibility, right? Maybe in my lifetime, maybe not. Who the hell knows? So, so the point is that we're going to use technology to what? To increase communication and to bring people closer to us. Now, for those who recognize that for what it is, you don't have to be like in my world with sales and marketing. You don't have to be polished. You don't have to be, again, like super high tech. I know a guy who gets $100,000 to write one sales letter. He's one of the highest paid copywriters in the world, right? $100,000 if you want him to write a sales letter for you. And he's got a website and he's got content, and you can buy his courses and all this kind of stuff. But it's ugly. It's like, right. But what are people in that context? What are people buying? Are they buying aesthetics and look at my pictures of flowers? No, they want the best marketing training and copywriting. That's what they want, right? So they don't care about the font or the colors or anything like that. So he's hitting a specific target via technology, which looks totally different than what you're doing here. Aesthetics, look at the pictures, a mock-up, right? So different communication for a different target audience, all using the same interwebs, right? The same so-called technology that trips so many people up. But we put our focus where it needs to be. And there's a saying that I got, this is, oh my goodness, got this a couple decades ago. When it comes to transferring that, whatever needs to be transferred, whatever that communication is, whatever's going to cause somebody to buy, here's something that you can bet on, is that if it's not necessary to say, it's necessary not to say. If it's not necessary to say, it's necessary not to say. So what does it take to transfer that enthusiasm and that knowingness from the source point to the receipt point? Yes, I like that product. I want to buy it. Great. Do that and not more. Okay. So if it's pictures and whatever it happens to be, which a lot of times, in this space with, let's say, for example, coffee mugs, a lot of times people want to put more and more and more and more thought and more creativity and more colors and more and more and more. Whereas it's the simple black and white. Really, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So while I'm saying on one hand, let's not get married to technology because it's just a via. Okay. On the other hand, let's not get married to, complications which aren't necessary. The idea here, and this is something not just for our advanced members, right? We've got some people here who are in our launch program, which is huge, and people are loving it. By the way, if you're new here and you don't know what that is, get with your accountability reps. They're going to get you through our accelerator that kind of orients you to all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes here, and then you may be offered a spot in that advanced program. But what we're looking for, okay, from each of you is abundance in terms of being very prolific, because your best thinking, right? Which I think this is going to be the ultimate design or something. I hope you're right. Probably you're not, right? The marketplace will tell you. So what does that mean? Let's throw some spaghetti, right? Let's put it out there. Let's publish. So if we're going to go heavy on something, let it not be the tech. Let it be the production, right? The main thing. Let's keep the main thing. The main thing in the car dealerships was put person in car driving down the street. That's the main thing. Not technology. Okay. The main thing here, put your product in the hands of your happy, smiling customers. Buy whatever's necessary and not more. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay. Now this may sound too simple. everything I just shared with you here. You may be thinking, well, yeah, of course, John. Okay, well, thank you. Fine. Now demonstrate that. I personally, I know the first rule of business is assume nothing, right? So I don't want to assume that you know this stuff, especially if you're just engaging and embracing technology for the first time because suddenly you've been displaced from the other thing, the job, the cubicle, the COVID, the whatever it is, and now you just discovered Zoom or something. Okay, we've been doing this a long time. So again, I don't mean to take anything for granted here. I feel like I know you guys like brothers and sisters, right? Patricia, right? I mean, Patricia could make a casserole and I'd be there eating dinner just like, and I've never met Patricia live and in person. Okay. But I know her just as well. And look, again, sort of the idea of me taking this for granted. I've done millions and millions of dollars worth of business online via technology with people I've never met in person. And to me, that's normal, like whatever. I don't even give it a thought. Right. But for you, who are new to all this world, let this be just as real as the thing where you showed up every day at the office and punched the clock or whatever you did. Okay. Where you dug the ditches and you carried the water buckets, right? Let this be just as real, even though you don't have to move a muscle. That's my suggestion for you. And when I was doing that very successfully, doing that business development, getting people into the car dealership off the internet, that was a real customer, which right now is just little data on a computer screen, but I never just looked at it as data. That is a person who's got a transportation need, and damn it, I'm going to solve their problem, right? I'm going to do that by treating them as such, right? So just think about that. Don't let all of this technology becloud your perception of what you're actually doing here. And look, right now, like in present time, I think people, not just considering that it's the fourth quarter and people buy everything, but I think people could use something uplifting or funny, sarcastic, something something they could go in agreement with, some allies. And you know what? Whoever made that cup, who's speaking my language, and I know before we went live, there was a lot of talk of politics, which I'm not allowed to talk about in this forum, but okay, right there. Oh, here's somebody who agrees with me, right? Here's a cup where I could express myself, or a t-shirt, or whatever the product happens to be, right? I think people could use some allies right now. Right? So go be their ally via technology, right? Go give them something to buy that they can feel like they're expressing themselves. That's what we're doing here, right? On the pillowcase, on the printable item, on the, what's the other stuff? I know Rachel has had some pretty great bestsellers as of late. I don't think I'm at liberty to talk about them here in this open forum, but again, those of you in our launch program, you're getting that direct communication. Here's Rachel's best selling stuff. Here's the way they designed it. and it's pretty awesome. Some of this stuff I've never heard about before. Like people buy that stuff. Yeah. So again, assume nothing, right? Look at what's working and and just get it out there. Anyway, I'm excited to be here with you all. I guess I'll stop talking, believe it or not. Who has some thoughts about this? Please come on down. Hey, Amber, how are you, my friend?
Good. I'm good this morning. So yeah, I completely agree with what you said there with technology, with everything that we've learned on the low hanging system. The tools that they've taught us make us look good. So like once you get through the tools and realize that they are just tools, that's all they are. And they're just going to help your creativity shine. And so getting through the setups and all that kind of stuff is just should be a very short period of time. But for some, it has been, pretty long because people have had issues and, having to reset things up and all that kind of thing. But like I said, once you get on the other side of technology and everything is set up, it's like all of a sudden the world opens up for you. And it's, like I said, it just makes me look good. So, these are, they've given us great tools to work with here. So
Beautiful. You look good automatically. You don't even have to try. That's Amber, everybody. There she is. Scott, you got a hot mic. What's your thoughts?
Just thinking, oh, sorry, which Scott?
Yes, Scott Barker.
Sorry. No, I was thinking that now it's a different playing field. Even in this playing field now, where everyone has the internet and so forth, and it's becoming more normal, you still have to find a way of shining. a little bit beyond the others. Now, I'm not sure if I go so far as to have a Zoom meeting with a customer, but certainly you still have to stand out because the standard now is the norm is so different to what it used to. I mean, you mentioned before about the cars and so forth. At that stage, people were not that computer savvy, and that's why some people never had websites, and they probably relied on word of mouth, and that was fine. But as you know, that obviously changed, and now it's almost impossible to function without some sort of internet presence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a few things to think about though, in what you're saying, I think.
Right. Well, thank you. And this is all for your consideration, and see how you want to embrace this technology and to what degree and all that. By the way, Scott, I think this is the second time where I've been startled by how bad your microphone sounds. So I'd love to hear you.
I've got a new one. That's still bad.
I think it's maybe in your gain settings or something. Are you guys hearing this too? It's like muffled, but it's also overdriven, but it's also quiet. It's kind of a weird thing.
That's my personality, basically. So that's quite nice. I'll find out. I'll try and solve it.
Okay, very good, sir. Glad you're here. Let's go to Kelly and Joe. Hey, Kelly and Joe, what's your story? Kelly and Joe. Joe and Kelly. Hello, hello, hello.
We gotta unmute
There she
ourselves. How's
is.
that? Once you get through where you understand the steps, it is just an open field from there. Kelly, I didn't know she had that kind of an imagination. We sold on Amazon, and we're gonna take Etsy, but Etsy wants us to do a discount from now until December 1st. Well, what better way to get to know your store? So yeah, we're gonna do it. You may take a little loss, but in the end, you're gonna win like a big dog.
Okay. Well, discount from what? I mean, who sets the prices? It's your stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and we set the prices. Well, you just jump your price a little bit, and then you give them their little 20% that you gave yourself anyway.
That's right. That's great.
John. That I'm telling you, the way Rachel has them set up now with Adam, they can't miss understanding from point A to point B with all those classes. They'll go like this.
Good.
And it will hit home.
I'm glad to hear that, because we've got some new members who again are just confronting all this for the first time, and there is confusion, and so I know updating of the course material and getting people routed in the right direction is super important. So thank you for
awesome
reporting back. Yeah, that's great. Good times, Joe and Kelly. Let's go to Miss Manners and then Captain Bacon.
Oh,
Hey,
Miss Manners.
I had a technology thing happen yesterday. I got an email from a lady who had ordered a personalized ornament, and man down, what's happening? And so she sent me a picture, and the sublimation didn't work. It's like probably a one-off type thing, but I said, oh my gosh. And I said, I will fix that for you immediately. And so what I did was I went and I fixed it immediately. And I gave her two different choices how to make it look better. And then I said, why don't you come on a quick Zoom thing and you could look at it and see it bigger. And so she did. And she's from the South. And she's very nice. And she was so grateful to me. But of course, I just went, I mailed it myself. She's not going to pay any more money for that. I said, if there's still a problem, let me know. So I had another lady who ordered the same thing. So I don't know if that's going to happen. But I had just approved her design. So I sent her a message. And I said, this may not happen, but if it does, let me know right away and I'll fix it for you. And she wrote me back with an exploded mind saying, I've never had anybody care so much before the fact of I've even received it. Thank you for letting me know this. And then the other woman wrote back, I'm going to shop in your store for Christmas. I just felt so good being able to help them. And it's the first time I've ever had anything like that happen. So I don't know what went wrong. It was crooked and like a shadow almost. You couldn't even see the picture. So anyway, so they have an expectation that if it's wrong, it's going to be made right. And I just thought that was very important for everyone to think about. That's it.
It's huge, Missy. And so they're not, hey, I'm not just data on a computer screen. I'm a real person. And so is this person who is selling me their product. That's enormous, right? People buy from people.
Well, I gave her
Imagine
my
that.
number and I said, call me. And so we had a great rapport on the phone, and it was,
Oh
she was
my
not just a
goodness, what
bunch
else
of
you
words.
got for sale? I'll tell you what, they get you on the phone, they're buying something, right? Hey, let me tell you about the other thing. Where just you could be among the first to get this thing. It's not even on the website yet, right? That's great. Oh, I like that. That's good stuff. By the way, Butch wants to say hi to everybody. How's it going?
Hello, sweetheart.
Yeah, here he is. What's your story? Don't stick that tongue in my face. All right. Who else? We got Michael. Come on out, Michael.
Hello. Two things. I guess with the whole technology thing, I find that when you get to that point where because we were saying, it makes your life better. Sometimes it does. Other times it just makes it more organized. I found that with Amazon, there's things that the technology doesn't work, but now I'm in a routine, so I know, hey, this is going to take this amount of time, and this is what has to get done. This is the process, and this is what needs to happen. So now I know that getting to that rut, or not the rut, groove, I can get this stuff done, and it just, it's experience. I think it's the time. The equilibrium is time. So now that my time, it takes a little longer, but I know what it is, so I'm streamlining that process, which is pretty cool. Actually, Missy helped me with one of these things where, with one of my customers, I gave them a coupon, and they again gave me such a nice letter saying, "Oh, thank you so much, really appreciate it. Love your stuff, blah blah blah." And I said, "Great, like send all your friends," kind of thing. But it was nice to, again, when you reach out and make that personal touch, I think really does make all the difference. I don't know if they're going to come back and buy more stuff. However, I want to make sure that when they leave my store, they feel better than when they entered my store. That's always been my philosophy. It worked when I had a brick and mortar store, and I think this is the virtual brick and mortar. You need to realize, we need to make an effort to still reach out as a person on the other end, so that people don't feel alone in this vacuous virtual world. And when you do that, it just amplifies everything.
Right. Michael,
Hi,
you're describing, hey, Butch says hi, you're describing the impression of increase. So for those of you who have read, this is not one of the books that I originally recommended. It's a bit more intense, but The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, where he talked about the impression of increase. So anytime you're doing anything with anyone, leave them with the impression of increase, right? And then what? That draws more people to you. They come back, they bring their friends, right? So it's so simple via whatever technology. And that book was written in 1910. So there's no technology, none, right? Walk into the store. That's it. That's the technology. So anyway, glad you're here, brother, Mr. Michael Bacon.
Thank you.
All right. Any other last thoughts from anyone before we get on with a spectacular Monday here, or Tuesday if you guys are in Australia, seeing this on a Tuesday morning? What time is it right now? I know the clock's changed, and I see the clock.
Can I find out?
About 6 a.m. Look at that. Hey Jay.
Yeah, can I find out? Yeah. Can I find out the difference between Dropbox and Google Workspace, and do we need them?
Dropbox and Google Workspace.
Yeah.
I don't understand the question. Does anybody?
Okay. It's all technology. I thought you were talking about technology.
Okay. Does anybody?
Dropbox is a storage thing, a storage device.
Scott says.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Thank
if
you.
understand
Talking
the
about
story.
Dropbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dropbox.
Dropbox and
Box. Dropbox,
Yeah.
yes, or Google Drive. Google Drive.
Yeah,
Okay,
same thing.
Yeah.
right.
That's
Yeah,
the
those
thing.
are. Yeah, Scott got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
What
use
about the
Dropbox.
workspace?
Hmm.
I don't know
The
about
workspace.
I don't know about that. I know Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive. So these are free services, in some cases free, offered by Google.
Okay.
Dropbox is what I prefer in terms of like storage and transferring files and stuff like that. But yeah, the best thing to do, Jay, would just be go in there and read the document, right? Here's what it does, and here's how you sign up, and whatever. Most of this stuff, there's a free account. You can just get a free account. Dropbox, right? And then of course, if you actually want, terabytes of storage or whatever, you can buy it. So thank you, Jay. Great question. Last words from anyone here? Last words?
Mhm.
No, we're good. We're
Just
good to go.
one thing that came up, just one little thing. And you know how Facebook is initiating this, I think they call it multiverse or whatever it is, where it's a much more virtual reality world. And they're talking about everyone being involved in this. It could mean that the way we interact with the customers could again change again. So that we might have to have a far more interactive virtual presence in the selling process. I imagine that might happen.
I don't know. There are people who have embraced social media more than others. And I don't know what, Zuckerberg and those guys are doing with Meta, whatever. Not sure. We'll see where that goes. I'll tell you, it does have its restrictions. And based on the conversation we were having, or some of you were having before we went live, you may or may not even want to go down that road. But I don't know. I don't have a direct answer for that. But it's, Scott, the more you know about it, the more maybe you could teach us about it. Because, I think with what you're doing here with print-on-demand e-commerce, it's probably not so much personal interaction. Although Missy, what Missy just brought up, next thing you know, she's on the phone with a customer and they're like ready to send their whole family over there to buy everything. So,
I think I'm actually talking about your avatar interacting like a real person with the customer's avatar. That's, I think, where we're going eventually. Something like that.
okay, well, like AI.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen, and it's going to happen quickly.
Okay, well, that's interesting. So maybe my statement that people buy from people, maybe that's open for debate. I don't know.
No, they will be virtual people. That's the thing. It'll be the equivalent for a lot of people.
Okay. Well, let's see where that goes.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. We'll figure out that microphone gain issue. Any other
That's all right.
last comments from anyone? Everybody good? All right. So I'm going to go and I'm going to be meeting with a few of you here today. I'm excited about that on our business launch sessions. In the meantime, Karen will be here with you tomorrow. So enjoy your time with her. I'll be back here on Wednesday. You guys make it an awesome day, okay? You deserve it. We'll see you soon.
What kind of dog is your dog?
This is a Chihuahua.
Oh,
Chihuahua.
Yeah. This is Butch. He is some variation of Chihuahua, possibly Chihuahua Dachshund mix. We're not quite sure. He's a rescue dog. All of our dogs have been rescue dogs.
he's
But he's,
gorgeous.
He's a good boy. Yeah.